Welcome to the City of Battle Creek, Michigan, and the Battle Creek City Commission meeting for March 17th, St. Patty's Day, 2026. It is 7 o'clock. We welcome everyone here tonight. We're going to start with a moment of silence, and then we're going to have our pledge. I'm going to call upon Commissioner Carla Reynolds to lead us in the pledge. If you're able to, please stand for a moment of silence, and then we'll have our pledge by Commissioner Carla Reynolds. Commissioner Carla Reynolds.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on our agenda is a roll call. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Kotarski-Smith.
Here.
Commissioner Lacoste.
Here.
Commissioner Lance.
Here.
Commissioner Morris. Mayor Banky.
Here.
Commissioner Reynolds.
Present.
Commissioner O'Donnell.
Here.
Commissioner Simmons.
Here.
And Vice Mayor Sophia. Here. Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is a proclamation and awards. I would like to call upon our city manager to read out the beautiful Battle Creek Awards, and I'm going to go down in front.
Okay. The first award is NPC 11, Ward 4 nomination, Hollis Conway and Jamie Clark, 351 East Hamilton Lane, Battle Creek. We have NPC 3, Ward 4 nomination, Philip Ben Vernick, DMV, Dickman Road Veterinary Clinic, 680 West Columbia Avenue, Battle Creek. NPC 5, Ward 1 nomination, Smitty's Sport Shop, 1408 West Michigan Avenue, Battle Creek. NPC Representative Kathy Antaya and Catherine L. Lavallee will accept for Smitty's. And then NPC 5, Ward 1 nomination, Jalen Raina Gray, 25 North Woodlawn Avenue, Battle Creek. And Ms. Antaya is supposed to accept for that one as well.
Kathy, I appreciate your help, Kathy Antaya. Beautiful Battle Creek Awards are something that we, or at least I, look forward to giving out on a monthly basis, because it's just our way of thanking people for going above and beyond and doing those special things that make a neighborhood better. And on behalf of the residents of the city of Battle Creek, we want to thank Kathy, and I know Heather, thank you, Heather, for representing the Urbandale area and taking the plaques or the awards back to Urbandale. So hopefully you'll be able to have a little celebration. I'm sure we will. On behalf of the City Commission, we also say thank you. And there's Smitty's Sport Shop. And Pete Van Rinken, he is not here. And let's see, I thought there was one more for you.
Yeah, we've got a residential.
Thank you. Do we have a picture? Thank you very much. We have a couple of proclamations. I'd like to call upon the individuals that are here. Get your polling rolling. Michelle Redmond, former secretary at, or administrator at City Hall. Hi, how are you? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I am Angela Myers with the Battle Creek Community Foundation. I get to work here with Michelle Redmond on the 5 Cs, which is our cancer collaboration to work on cancer rates in Calhoun County. And we have a really fun event coming up to bring up awareness, because we have about 25% of folks that do not get their colon screening in the ages between 50 and 75, so trying to address that in our community. So it's always fun to talk about Get Your Colon Rollin', which is coming up, and I'll let Michelle share the details on that.
So every year this will be our 11th annual Get Your Colon Rollin', and it's a 5K walk normally, and this year we're going to do a 5K walk and a classic car show. It'll be on May 30th at Riverside Elementary, Riverside Elementary, the park there at Golden and Riverside. And so we hope you can come out and get your cola rolling.
Well, I do have a couple questions. What about individuals? Because I just had mine completed. They're very expensive. How do we get assistance if individuals need help? Are there anything that is being done in that area?
Yeah, so we have a collaborative group that gets together and talks about some of those issues. We also do fundraising, and so we can provide grants to Grace Health, who's a great partner in that area, as well as Bronson Battle Creek that you schedule through. And we provide grants to those folks because they're the ones that are in there doing the work, but to address some of that. And they have really great navigators at the hospital that can help when there comes an issue around being able to afford it, or even being able to schedule and understand what resources are in the community to address it.
Great. I want to say thank you very much on behalf of the residents of the city of Battle Creek. This is serious business, and it's something that as a community, I really appreciate the time and energy and the dedication that both of you are doing to really educate people about the importance. And they're saying even the tests are going even lower than 50. They're sometimes going in 45 and 40. So I appreciate everything you've done. This is a great proclamation, and on behalf of the Battle Creek City Commission, I'd like to make this presentation. Vicki? I applaud Vicki for really creating the enthusiasm behind this next proclamation. She would like to share some of the specifics of it, and I'll give her the microphone.
So every April, the Donate Life organization honors those who have gifted their organs, their tissue to people who need it, people who it totally changes their life. Some people it's life-saving, sometimes it's just life-modifying. My husband is a double transplant recipient. He received his transplant 22 years ago, and without his successful transplant, he would not have seen his 3 children graduate from high school and then from college and the police academy, and he now has 2 grandchildren with 1 more on the way. So it made it so that he's here for all of that, for his kids and for us. So it is a huge milestone. I do want to let everybody know that in 2022, the United States achieved the 1 millionth organ transplant. We were the first nation in the world to obtain that milestone. And I'd like to thank all the donors and the donor families for their life-saving generosity, for the recipients, for their gratitude for the donors' gifts that they honor every single day. And thank you to the donation and transplantation professionals for their incredible dedication and innovation in that field. It is truly life-saving.
Vicki, what is the easiest way to register for an organ donor?
So there's the easiest way is through the Secretary of State. You can do it when you get your driver's license or your state ID. But actually, a lot of times now, I just found out that Bronson, if you have MyChart with Bronson, if you go to any of their services, they now have a place on the site where when you're looking up your record, you can also go and check your organ donation status or sign up if you want to. It's very easy to do. Okay.
On behalf of the Battle Creek City Commission, we thank you, Vicki, for your leadership on this cause. Next item on the agenda is chair noting any added or deleted resolutions.
There were none.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is petitions, communications, and reports.
We did receive a communication from Reverend Julie Elmore of Chapel Hill United Methodist Church, and from Sanho Steel Lockhart regarding the resolution for the flying of the flag.
Thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is public comment regarding any remaining agenda items. If you'd like to make public comment regarding any remaining agenda item, please raise your hand and we will acknowledge you to come forward to the podium. You will have 4 minutes to make your comments. Please state your name and address before beginning your comment and indicate which agenda item you are speaking to. Are there any public comments in the first row on this side? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Marilyn Strobel, and I've lived here for almost 4 years. I'm speaking about the resolution allowing the pride flag to be flown this summer. As a pride member, it was so heartwarming to participate in the pride flag raising at City Hall Plaza and to view that flag flying during Pride Month, reminding all Battle Creek that is a city that welcomes pride. I believe that members of other groups who fly flags have the same feelings. I cannot imagine any good reason to discontinue this practice. Your group and your message do matter.
Thank you, Marilyn. Appreciate it very much. Anyone else in the first row? All right, we're going to go to actually the third row. Anyone in the third row on this side? Yes. Charlie? Or you're in the third row. Yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. I want to first apologize for my voice. I have laryngitis, so my name is Dina Spencer, and I am a lifelong resident of Battle Creek. I'm also speaking to the raising of the Pride Flag resolution. And we've done this for the last 4, 5, 6 years now, and it's been incredibly meaningful. And the first year that was raised, I was the one that got it started, and I still cried when it went up. That's how important it is, and that's how it makes people feel. I work with young people within our queer community, and this represents all of them. We're adults. We can handle the backlash, we can handle the criticism. Those kids cannot. And this is a city that welcomes everyone, or at least I hope it is. That includes people moving to the area, that includes these kids as they're growing up. And this is an important resolution to continue, not just for our visibility, but everyone's visibility. We're not the only sector of the population that has flown a flag above City Hall that feels represented. And it wasn't meant for us alone, it's meant for everyone. And I know there is some dislike of this resolution in the first place, and I just hope you continue it. And again, I will say what I said last year, just because it doesn't affect you or represent you doesn't mean it doesn't represent somebody. It means something to somebody else. So thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Is there anyone else in that row? Seeing none, we'll go to Charlie's row. Charlie?
Charlie Fulbright, 312 Capitol Avenue Northeast. Good evening, Mayor and City Commissioners. I'm here tonight to ask you once again to raise the LGBTQ+ flag at City Hall. Flying this flag is a simple but meaningful way to show that our community values respect, dignity, and inclusion for all residents. It represents neighbors, coworkers, friends, and family members who live here and contribute to our city every day. Raising it sends a clear message that everyone belongs and that our city stands against discrimination. 13 years ago, I led a campaign called One Battle Creek, where we went door to door and obtained 1,129 signatures of Battle Creek residents stating that they believed all people deserve to be treated fairly and equally by the laws of our city. I would imagine that if we went door to door again, we would have well over that number stating that they believe the LGBTQ+ flag should be raised in our city. The City Commission represents its constituents, its citizens. I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I would bet that there are more people in our city who have no issue with this than there are people who do have a problem with it. Ypsilanti, Lansing, East Lansing, Ferndale, Kalamazoo, Ann Arbor, Detroit, and Battle Creek are just a few of the cities who have flown the LGBTQ+ pride flag in their city. I urge you to keep our city's name on the list of inclusion for the state of Michigan and continue the tradition with the passing of this resolution to fly the LGBTQ+ pride flag for the month of July. A flag at City Hall cannot solve every challenge, but symbols matter. They tell people who we are and what we stand for. Raising the pride flag tells LGBTQ residents, especially young people, that they are seen, valued, and supported in their own community. I encourage the Commission to take this small but meaningful step and allow the pride flag to be flown for the month of July. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charlie. Yes, ma'am.
Well, hello, Battle Creek. My name is Christine Turpinning, and I came here from Vermontville. I'm sure you're well aware that Battle Creek is not just a city that serves their own, but people from the surrounding countrysides come to your city for health care, for shopping, dental care, all kinds of reasons. So this is much bigger than just Battle Creek. I founded an organization called I'll Be Your Rock, Support for Rural LGBTQ Youth, because I grew up closeted and gay in a town that was not known for, and in a time not known for being LGBTQ friendly. I founded it on the premise, the fact that 60% of LGBTQ youth consider suicide and self-harm. So things are worse now today. Our kids wake up every morning with new national laws, state laws, that tell them that they're not welcome, that they're not welcome in extracurricular activities, they're not welcome in their community, they may not feel welcome in their country. But Battle Creek is better than that. This flag is more than just a flag. When our kids, maybe you don't know it yet, whether they're gay or trans, but they're hurting inside, and they see that flag in their home city, or the kids from the countryside who don't see that flag come here and see that, that could be a life-saving moment for LGBTQ youth. Adults too, I can attest to that because I've been through, I barely survived coming out late in life. And all the struggles I had when I was a child. I can imagine if I had seen that flag flying somewhere. You know, it would have quelled a lot of heartache. And I think of these children that know they belong to Battle Creek when they see how important it is to your city that they're flying that flag. That maybe things are hard right now, but if I make it, I can give back to the city that cared about me when I was growing up. And it felt like a safe place because I saw that flag. And that's what that flag means, that it's a safe space for everyone in your city. So I'm going to thank you in advance for thinking of these kids, thinking of the entire community, and flying that flag, because I guarantee you, I work with enough youth that it's life-saving. Your vote can save a life, and you won't even know it. That's the thing about the work I do. You never know when you're successful, when you're trying to save lives. But I can guarantee you that someday you're going to hear back from a kid that said it meant so much to me that I saw that flag flying in my home city. Again, I'm Christine Turpinning with I'll Be Your Rock. Thank you.
Thank you, Christine, and thank you for coming down from Vermontville. Thanks. Anyone else in that row? Yes, sir. David? And then we'll go to the gentleman that was right next to you.
Well, I support everybody to get a fair shake. These people that work hard for what they believe in and be recognized, all right? We commend them for their hard work, and I always have been, all these years I've been here, for everybody to get a fair shake. Everybody should have a fair shake in the city. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Dr. Anthony Pennock, 125 Serbia Avenue. Good evening, Commissioners. I am a lifelong resident of Battle Creek, Penfield graduate from '07, KCC grad from '09 and 10, stayed for Miller College while it was still around. But I'm also a teacher in our community, and I hear a lot of things. I'm here tonight because I truly believe in the vision that we set forward a few years ago called Believe in Battle Creek. And I want to continue believing in Battle Creek. Because no matter who you love or how you identify, everyone should know that their government stands behind them. When we talk about raising the pride flag at City Hall, we're not just talking about a piece of fabric. We're talking about a statement of leadership. We're talking about the kind of community we want to build for the next generation. As I travel Southwest Michigan and many rural communities lately, I hear the same thing from families and businesses alike, that they want to live and work in a place that's vibrant, modern, but also welcoming. And inclusion is not just a moral imperative, but that it's also an economic necessity. To keep our talent here in Battle Creek and to attract the innovators of tomorrow, we need to trust and demonstrate that our doors are open to every one of our citizens. Raising this flag sends a signal to every young person in our schools that they don't have to leave their hometown to find a place where they are celebrated and recognized and loved. It says that Battle Creek is a city that understands that our diversity is our greatest strength. I'm a firm believer in the rule of law and the constitutional promise of equal protection for all of our citizens. Our government exists to serve every constituent, and visibility is the first step towards true representation. By flying the pride flag this July, this commission has the opportunity to lead by example. You have the chance to show that in this city, we just don't talk about equity and equality, we practice it. I urge you to take this step for our community and for our economy and for our future. Thank you for your time and your service to the people of Battle Creek.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in that role? Jill Anderson.
Thank you, Mayor. Tonight, there are two resolutions that are very close to my heart. As Vicki knows, I donated my kidney to a stranger a few years back in 2023, and that journey started because of one conversation. I didn't know this woman. She was at a party. She said, by the way, the doctor says that I need to start talking about my husband's need for a kidney, or else we're not going to find a kidney and he's going to die. And that did start a conversation, and I started evaluating my own life and what I could give. And in my particular circumstance, it worked out that I was between jobs. I could give a kidney. I wouldn't lose any, I wouldn't lose anything from it. And it has been nothing but fantastic. He is alive. His wife is doing much better. He is doing great. Their kids are much happier. And it hasn't set me back at all. In fact, I think I've learned more about myself and spirituality, all that. In the same way, though, that raising a flag would draw attention to that topic, I also lived in Laramie when Matthew Shepard was killed. And when I talked to Judy Shepard, who was staying with my boss at the time, that's Matthew Shepard's mother. You'll remember Matthew Shepard was...
Oh, Jill,
who am I talking to?
Please speak towards us.
So Matthew Shepard was killed. Judy Shepard told me, had people talked about being gay, had people accepted people for being gay, had the conversation happened where if somebody used a slur, you would say, hey, we don't use that word. We respect people. We treat people with dignity. Maybe Matthew Shepard would not have been killed. Having a flag up above our town says, we don't kill people for being gay. It's that easy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill. Is there anyone else in that row? All right, we'll go to the next row. It's the second to last row, I believe. I'm not seeing any. How about the last row? Richard Lindsay's row. All right, up against the wall? Yes, ma'am, yes.
Hello, my name is Robin McCarthy. I've been a Battle Creek resident since I was 11 years old. Moved here from Kalamazoo. Battle Creek is a place that I notice there's a lot of community around here. I appreciate meeting new people here. I've appreciated making a home and a name for myself here. One of the things that it stuck out to me when I was younger. I almost felt alone at times when it came to expressing my own identity because I didn't see as many people mentioning it. I hardly even considered it as a viable option. When I moved here, the Pride Month in July, the flag being flown, it stuck out to me. I had not seen that as much in other places that I'd been, and it made this place feel like home. I appreciate the sense of community that it gave me. It helped me reach out to people and really make a home for myself here. I hope that if the flag continues to fly, we can have other people who either have lived in Battle Creek all their lives or have come here later in their life to feel welcome and safe in our city. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, I don't see anyone else in the last row, so we're going to go to the back row on this wall. Is there anyone on the? Yes, go ahead, sir.
Good evening. James Dells, 101 East Hamilton Lane. Sir and members, I'm here in my personal capacity tonight, but I've spent my entire life serving this country as a member of the United States Navy. I take my oath very seriously. I live that every single day to support and defend the Constitution, to bear true faith and allegiance to the same. In the Navy, we talk about 3 core values: honor, courage, and commitment. I want to talk about 2 of those here real quick. Courage. There is nothing more courageous than to face a world with hostility, knowing that there are people out there that want to harm you, and still living your true value, living your true identity, living who you are. And for honor, there is nothing more honorable than standing beside our fellow citizens who are historically marginalized populations. For us as individuals, that's something we can choose to do. But for a city to do that is a statement. It shows our citizens that no matter who you are, we love you. We're there for you. And that's the same thing I do as a leader in my professional capacity, is care for people. And that's what I'm asking you to do in your professional capacity here, is show that you care for all members of the Battle Creek community by flying the flag. Thank you.
Thank you for your service. Anyone else in that last row? All right. Anyone in the next row coming forward?
Hello, I'm Cassiana Champlin. I live at 20 East Acacia. Just wanted to express my support for raising the pride flag.
Thank you for your brief comments. Anyone else in that row? Autumn Smith.
Good evening. I'm here to urge this body to adopt a clear and consistent and legally sound flag policy for City Hall. Government buildings are not personal platforms. They represent every resident equally. That means flags flown here should be limited to those that reflect the official identity and unity of the community. The United States flag, our state flag, our city flag, and recognized military flags such as the POW/MIA flag. Once a government opens the door to flying issue-based or advocacy flags, no matter the cause, it steps into dangerous territory. It creates a situation where the city is effectively endorsing certain viewpoints while excluding others. That is where serious First Amendment concerns arise, particularly around viewpoint discrimination. If one group's flag is allowed, then logically others must be as well, regardless of how controversial or divisive those viewpoints may be. That puts the city in the impossible position of either approving messages it may not agree with or denying them and facing legal challenges. This isn't about targeting any one group. It's about maintaining neutrality and fairness. The role of local government is to serve everyone, not to elevate some viewpoints and not others. Across the country, many municipalities have already recognized the risk and moved to restrict flag displays to official government flags only. They've done this not out of hostility, but out of the need to protect public trust and avoid costly legal disputes. City Hall should be a place where every resident feels equally represented by their government, not a place where symbolism becomes a source of division. I encourage you to adopt a policy that is simple, clear, and defensible. Limit flags on government property to official government flags and military flags only. This approach protects the city, respects the Constitution, and keeps the focus where it belongs, on serving the people. I also would like to add, you guys have seen me up here year after year, and I've been hounding you on this flag policy. This kind of surprised me. I didn't look at the agenda because typically you guys do this in May or June. So I didn't come with the documentation prepared, but I do want to just say previous comments made by individuals this evening are not 100% accurate about being fully inclusive with the group that states that that's what that flag represents. Had I known, I would have gladly brought documents, hateful, vitriol documents, to show you exactly what that group stands for. If you have a difference of opinion or don't think exactly like them, they will bully you, harass you, kick you out, not accept you. There's no room. You are on the straight and narrow. So for them to say that the flag represents equality, it's equality as long as you think like them. You're not allowed to, it's groupthink. If you have a difference of opinion, they have no problem kicking you out. They have no problem ostracizing you. You're not allowed to voice your opinion. You think like us, believe like us, march like us, or you're not one of us. So that does not sound like equality. And nobody is against. We have laws on the book that already protect hate crimes. We have laws on the books that already protect, equal protection under the law. This, again, is a constitutional issue. It's viewpoint discrimination. Doesn't matter. There's lots of flags that I would love to see flying up here that I don't think belong. Lots of flags that I don't want to see that I don't think belong. This is a constitutional issue. It's not an anti-one group or anti-pro another. It is a level of neutrality. You guys know I've been up here and I've asked multiple other flags to fly and you guys have denied that. So that shows right there the viewpoint discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else in that row? All right, we're going to move up to Steve's row. Anyone in Steve's row? Yep, there's a hand there. Yes, young man.
Good evening, Taylor Holcomb, 70 Michigan Ave, resident of Battle Creek, Central Fall, 2024. Apologies, my public speaking skills are not the strongest, but have put aside any concerns about it for the sake of standing here tonight to speak on the pride flag being raised again this year. I will keep this plain and simple. I'm not going to stand here and harp about the past. The LGBTQ community's history has been tumultuous, but there have been incredible strides made by everyone just by the fact that we are here together in this room tonight to be able to discuss such a topic. I'm not going to ask you to bear the guilt of the past by raising this flag. I am simply asking you to look into our future. because the lives of the current and coming generations can be affected by the actions we take today. This is about brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles, our children, our neighbors, our community. We are all the people of Battle Creek. Her people are her lifeblood, and they deserve to be seen and heard, and to feel loved and supported by those around them. This is not a complex situation we are being faced with. This is simply a matter of caring for the people of our community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments very much. Anyone else in that row? Yes, ma'am.
I didn't mean to take this apart. Claire Tanner, a pretty new resident of Battle Creek, but very pleased to stand in support of all of our community and flying an LGBTQ flag. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Welcome to Battle Creek. All right, the next row. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. Pastor Janet Wilson from Christ United Methodist Church at 65 North Bedford. And I've been here for several of these discussions over the last years and a couple of the flag raisings, and I speak on behalf of raising the pride flag in Battle Creek. And for me, it represents several things. As a pastoral leader and a follower of Jesus, to me it represents our greatest call to love our neighbor as ourself, and it demonstrates that. As a lifelong Battle Creek resident, to me it says all are welcome, and we show that in this way to a community that doesn't always hear that or see that. And as a voter, as a citizen, as part of civic life, in a time where a lot of folks are being marginalized and civil liberties are being chipped away, it says everyone matters, your voice counts, your vote counts, you are part of our civic life in our community. So again, I support this from all of those different viewpoints, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Pastor, for your comments. Is there any? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name's Em. I was born and raised in Battle Creek, and I love this city. I didn't used to, growing up here, especially at a time when gay was the worst insult you could throw at somebody. I did not feel welcomed here. I did not see a future here. And the flag, while it may seem, you know, just kind of like just a gesture, it is more than that, especially for the kids growing up here who do not see that kind of support or love from other places in their lives. And I really, really urge you to think about the children who are growing up in this city who deserve to feel supported and safe and loved, who may not want to stay here if the city does not show that support and love back to them. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. I think there are a couple other people in that row. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Kayla McCarthy. I was born and raised here in Battle Creek. I stand before you today to speak in support of raising the pride flag at Calhoun County City Hall during Pride Month. This simple act carries a powerful message, one of inclusion, respect, and recognition for members of our community who have too often felt unseen or unheard. The pride flag is more than just a symbol. It represents the diversity of human identity and the shared belief that everyone deserves dignity, safety, and the freedom to be themselves. By raising this flag at City Hall, we are not making a political statement. We are making a human one. We are affirming that Calhoun County is a place where all people are valued. For the LGBTQ+ members of our community, this gesture can mean more than words can fully express. It tells them that their local government acknowledges their presence, their contributions, and their right to belong. It sends a message that they are not alone, that their community stands with them. but perhaps the most profound impact will be on our youth. As someone who spent the better half of my life in the closet, I wish there was such a symbol when I was young in my hometown. Imagine a young person in Calhoun County who is struggling to understand who they are, who may feel isolated or afraid of rejection. Seeing the pride flag raised at City Hall could be the first time they feel truly seen. It could give them hope. It could tell them that they have a future here, that they are accepted, and that they matter. Representation matters, especially for young people. When we show them that the diversity is embraced rather than hidden, we create a safer, healthy environment for them to grow and thrive. We reduce feelings of isolation and help build confidence, resilience, and pride in who they are. Raising the pride flag does not take anything away from anyone else. Instead, it adds to the strength of our community by fostering understanding and unity. It is a visible reminder that Calhoun County is committed to treating all residents with fairness and compassion. I urge you to consider what kind of message we want to send, not just to those here today, but to future generations. Let us be a community that leads with empathy, that embraces diversity, and that stands firmly for inclusion. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else in that row? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie McKee, and I'm here in support of raising the pride flag this July for Pride Month. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Any other, we're going to go up one more row, the third row. Is there anyone in that? Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Good evening. My name is Arias Cruz, and I live at 170 Nettle Street. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. I want to talk about what it would mean for our city to raise the pride flag during Pride Month. I know to some people it might seem small or even a symbolic act, but for many of us, it carries enormous weight. To me and to the members of the queer community, it represents something simple yet powerful, that Battle Creek is a place where everyone is safe to be who they are. We live in a time where visibility matters deeply. Every day, countless people are made to question whether they are welcome in their own communities. And yet, here in Battle Creek, we have the opportunity to take a visible stand and say clearly that our city is not a place of judgment, but one of acceptance, respect, and care. The pride flag isn't a political symbol, it's a human one, and it stands for love, safety, and the freedom to live authentically. It tells our neighbors, our coworkers, our youth, and our elders that they don't have to hide a part of themselves to feel accepted here. For someone driving through downtown or walking past City Hall, that single moment of seeing the pride flag can mean the world. It can be a message of hope, safety, and belonging. My family and I are new homeowners here in the area, and that decision was made with care and hope. We wanted to build our lives in a community that values connection, where neighbors look out for each other, and where differences are embraced rather than feared. Raising the pride flag would confirm that care and reflect the spirit we want this city to embody. I know that raising a flag doesn't solve every problem, but gestures of solidarity matter. For a young person struggling to feel accepted at school, from an adult returning home after years away, for a family like mine building roots here, it sends the message that Battle Creek stands for compassion. It also tells the surrounding towns something important about who we are, that we're a city proud of its diversity, that we don't shy away from supporting one another, and that we choose love when others might choose fear. Battle Creek has always been a place known for its heart and its history of community spirit. This can be another moment where we live up to that legacy. Flags tell the story of a place. The pride flag shares a story of courage and inclusion. When that flag waves in front of the City Hall, it says the Battle Creek is a community where everyone, gay, straight, trans, two-spirit, queer, questioning, or otherwise, is valued and safe. It's a symbol not only for those within the queer community, but for every resident who believes in kindness and acceptance. I hope you'll consider what kind of message our city can send by raising this flag. It's a message of community and hope, a message that will ripple beyond City Hall to every neighborhood, every classroom, every person who might need that sign of love and affirmation. Thank you for your time, your service, and your willingness to listen with open hearts. I believe Battle Creek can be a shining example of what inclusion really looks like. And that begins with a single meaningful act. Thank you.
Thank you, and we appreciate your comments, and welcome to Battle Creek. Is there anyone else in that row? John?
John Kennefic, 234 South Avenue.
I wasn't going to speak on the flag, but I'm going to do for one moment. You have rejected twice the flag that I created. It's a flag that shows what the government, all government, inflicts on its citizen. You've rejected that twice. Maybe I should file a suit against you. I'm not here for that, though. I'm here for Resolution 341 and 342. Resolution 341 transfers $1,493,000 from the Housing and Urban Development to the Community Action of South Central Michigan. How much money has Calhoun County Community Action received from any kind of treasury over the last 20 years? How many millions of dollars have spent there when we are going bankrupt? Resolution, next one, is Resolution 342. A resolution, again, from Housing Urban Development money to advertise for $212,980. Again, taxpayer dollars to dedicate and put billboards up to advertise things. This is our money in action. 13 months ago, all people that were tax-paying citizens, no matter what their gender orientation, owed back to the federal government individually $2,200,000. 13 months have gone by. If you're a tax-paying citizen, regardless of who you are, you don't owe $2,200,000 now. Currently, at this moment, you owe $2,450,000. So while you're doing all these things, if you're so interested in your government, why try paying that back and see how fast you go bankrupt? Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else in that second row? Is there anyone in the first row? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Adele Dennison, 1622 Territorial Road West in Battle Creek. I am in support of this is short and sweet. I'm in support of the pride flag because I want Battle Creek to be a welcoming city, including for my son.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for being short and sweet. Jim, Roger? Ma'am?
Hi, I'm Giovanna Cosner. I'm a dentist here in Battle Creek, and I moved here in 2015, and my practice is right around the corner. I came out in 2018, shortly after I moved to Battle Creek, and when I was talking to the therapist about all of the things, I asked her if she thought it would be safe for me to say that I was gay, or if it would harm my business. And she told me that she didn't think that I should say whether or not I was gay. And so I didn't. And then I decided to go ahead and step out and have a booth at the Battle Creek Pride Festival. And that was a big step for me. And I felt like it was important because I wanted to be somebody who was visible for others. And then when the first pride flag went up in Battle Creek, it showed me that I was safe here and that it was okay for me to be who I am. And so I really appreciate the fact that you guys did allow the pride flag to be flown, and I hope that you will continue to fly it. And anytime I drive in a neighborhood and I see a pride flag, it makes me feel safe, and that's what it does for me. So thank you.
Well, welcome to Battle Creek, and thank you for investing in your business in our community. Is there anyone else? Jim? Thank you.
Good evening,
James Eldridge officially. We're once again asking, 128 Althea Avenue. I should know this. I worked for the city for 35 years, so. We are once again asking the City Commission to approve a resolution allowing the pride flag to be raised and flown at City Hall during the month of July, the month in which the Battle Creek Pride Parade and Festival are held. Many straight people question why the Pride community finds this matter so important, let alone necessary. I contend that this simple action is once again another opportunity for the city to draw in a marginalized part of its community. If you identify as straight, cisgender meaning that you identify as the gender that you were born, you may be asking yourself why the Pride community is so motivated about this matter and finds itself marginalized in the first place. If so, ask yourself questions like this. Did you ever find yourself at a loss to find couples to look up to as role models? Did you ever find yourself reticent to show affection to your lover for fear of retribution or violence from a stranger? Were you fearful that your parents would kick you out of the house for your attraction to someone of the same gender as yourself? Did you spend years hiding who you were because you were afraid of the repercussions? Did you ever consider suicide as an alternative to these struggles? By the way, young LGBTQ plus people are 4 times more likely to attempt suicide than those who do not identify as LGBTQ plus. When we enter City Hall, we see a welcome sign in the multiple languages. I find this small gesture is an important one that clearly lets people whose first language is not English know that their city of Battle Creek sees them and welcomes them. Similarly, by flying the pride flag at City Hall, albeit for only 1 month a year, officially acknowledges Battle Creek's LGBTQ plus community. This is not a political statement. Like the multi-language welcome sign, the flag tells every person who sees it that they are seen, welcomed, and included in the Battle Creek community. It can be a message of welcome and compassion for those of us who otherwise feel hemmed in on every side by society.
Thank you, Jim, for your comment. And by the way, Jim was very popular when he was an employee here. And the city manager at that period of time wanted to stem the popular visits that he received from all the other city employees, so they put him down in the basement. That didn't last too long. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Yes. We'll go to you, Roger. I'm sorry. Go.
Dissenting voice again, Steve Koch, Washington Avenue North, as usual. I'm going to start on a personal matter when it comes to the flag, and then I'm going to go to a neutral position here on this. As a child, 1970, Hudson, New Hampshire, a gentleman tried to molest me while I was in the Cub Scouts. And then again in 1975, right off here off of West Michigan, M89 and Augusta Drive, a gentleman there tried to molest me again, okay, from different individuals. Now, whether that was because he's straight, gay, whatever, I don't care. Point is, to me, when I see that flag up there, it doesn't give me a warm, fuzzy feeling. It gives me the opposite feeling, okay? If you want to keep talking back there, you can come on up here. Thank you. So anyhow, as I said earlier, that flag does not give me a warm, fuzzy feeling at all. And having 4 boys graduate from Battle Creek Central, I remember my second youngest son came home and informed me that according to the school, that living an alternative lifestyle was perfectly normal. Now this is 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago this happened, okay? So there's another incident. Now, what other people do in their personal lives, I could care less. What you put on the flag out here, I do care. As a veteran of the military, I take offense to it. It has no business here. This is a corporation. This is a government agency. This is not a private endeavor. If it is, then please, I have some flags I would love to see flown here. Like we can start with the Army flag, the Navy flag, the Air Force flag, the Marine flag, the Coast Guard flag. Those are all government agencies. We could fly those once a month. And when was the last time you saw a Veterans Day flag flown out here? One day? What day? I mean, seriously. But we give a month for Battle Creek Day, and then we also give another month, which is the United States. So we have 2 months in a row where we recognize people who live alternative lifestyles, which personally I could give a rip about. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. What does matter to me is the fact that a government agency is supporting a non-government agency and showing support for those individuals, but you don't show support for all the other. I don't see you showing a Methodist church. Oh, by the way, I went to your church from 1974. Oh, I'm sorry, my apologies. I went to the church from 1974 to 1980, the United Methodist Church. I don't go there anymore, but that's another story. That had to do something with my molestation, but that had nothing to do with the church. But my point is, what I'm trying to say is, you guys keep putting your personal into government. It has no business. I know you guys already decided what you're going to do. You've already made your decision. You've already voted on it. You've already talked about it in private before we even came out here today. So what I say has absolutely no bearing. And I notice the House is stacked tonight in the favor of that flag. And of course, they were all notified in advance and all talked to each other. So, and that's cool. I just found out about it about 15 minutes before the meeting. So there you go. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Roger, sorry about that.
Whew. Roger Ballard, 128 Althea Avenue. I wanted to mention, obviously here in support of flag flying. I wanted to mention that we have a Battle Creek Pride dining out event that helps this community on a monthly basis. We have gone to Cavana's Pizza and Grinders. We have gone to Sunrise Cafe. We have gone to One Nation Tap and Table. We have gone to Finley's Grill and Steakhouse. We have gone to Olive Garden Restaurant. We have gone to Griffin Pub. We have gone to Lux Cafe. We have gone to Lucky Rooster. We have gone to Cafe Rica. We have gone to Texas Roadhouse. We have gone to San Francisco Latin American Cuisine at the airport. Fantastic place if you haven't been there. We have 15 to 40 people a month that go out to dinner with Pride. And we have flags that fly at the tables. And the last one that I'll mention, because I'm only mentioning 12, now we've gone to 60 restaurants over the 5 years that I've headed that. And Sweepies has been the most welcoming, and it's kind of odd that it takes a foreigner to be the person that makes me feel the most welcome in this town. I wanted to share with you, Commissioner LaCrosse, I wanted to mention, I'm very thankful that you're the commissioner from our area. I prayed before the election, and I asked that a woman take over for me. I did nothing to be elected, and I still think I did pretty good. And I'm thankful that I'm here and you're there. What I did want to share, which I wasn't going to because I don't do it very often, but I did want to share that I am a suicide survivor. And that happened in 2003. And I'm so thankful that I did survive, and so thankful for the city of Battle Creek to give me the chance to be a commissioner, to help with building the dog park here, and with helping with the Battle Creek Civilian Police Academy, which in 2 weeks we will be back for a presentation for them. The point is that if I had committed suicide in 2003, I would not have been here to provide those things both to this city, and I am just so thankful that I met my husband Jim in 2007, So we've been together 19 years. And I think that flag, when I see that, reminds me that you have a place in this city, and you also know that people care. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your nice words, Jim. Appreciate it. Is there anyone else? Yes, in the back row. And then we'll go to you, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Allison Carter, lifelong Battle Creek resident, live over by Piper Park. I am also a local crime victims advocate. And so I think that it's important to bring attention to a false narrative and let you know that I completely and fully, as a sexual assault advocate, support the raising of the flag. It means inclusion. And when sexual violence is perpetrated from one person to another, it is a crime about control. It is not a crime based around sexuality. So I wanted to set that clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name's Mary Norris, and I was not prepared to speak when I came here. But after hearing everybody else speak on the subject matter, I feel that it's important for me to put in my 2 cents. I went to Kellogg Community College. I've 2 separate times, and I was part of setting up what's now called Spectrum. That's the name we chose for it. When I started with them, it was still the LBT community. Now, a lot of people I've heard call it alphabet soup, which it kind of is, because that pride flag isn't just about the LGBTQ community. It's about diversity. It's about the thing that our country was based on. This is supposed to be a melting pot. And historically, Battle Creek has shown supporting being a melting pot. That's why we have a statue of Sojourner Truth here. And though I've preached for years about how the people, the city of Battle Creek, not so great, but the people, I really feel that's what keeps me coming back. I've lived in multiple different states across the country. I've seen different cultures, and I keep coming back here because the people, the community, keeps bringing me back, because they show support. They show you love because they understand that it's hard. And we want to put this flag out here to let those people that are struggling, that feel that life is hard, know that there are people out there that will help support them. And Battle Creek is one of the places that they can feel safe, because a safe space is so important. And despite the fact that I haven't been able to feel like Battle Creek's my safe space for several years now, due to things outside of, somewhat outside of Battle Creek's control, I really would like for other people to at least be able to see that symbol, to know that we're at least working towards being a safe and welcoming community.
Thank you for your comments. All right. Yes. Oh, you've been up once already.
I just have a quick question.
No.
Am I allowed to read something from a community member that sent it to me?
No, we're not going to allow that, because then I'll have to let everyone do it.
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am, did you want to say? Okay. Are we done then? Yes? Nope. Have you been up already? Okay.
Thank you very much for letting me speak. My name is Alex. I'm new to Battle Creek after having met my wonderful partner who was born and raised here. I just wanted to echo some of the things that previous speakers have said as somebody who works with domestic violence and sexual assault survivors, and as a survivor myself. Sexual crimes, domestic crimes have nothing to do with sexual orientation, and in fact, statistically, the vast majority of perpetrators of sexual and domestic violence in this country at least are straight, cisgendered white men. Some of them are in very high positions of power in our country right now. I also want to echo that the pride flag stands for literally everybody. It's about having pride in who you are and feeling safe in who you are as a person. That also includes straight, cis people. It's not just queer people, it's not just trans people, it's not just gay people. It's the visible light spectrum. It includes every color that we as humans can see. There are other flags that do not stand for everybody. When the American flag first started to be flown over this land, it did not stand for anybody other than white land-owning men. It did not stand for people of color. It certainly did not stand for the indigenous people who we displaced to be here. Now, we've made a lot of progress. Slavery has been abolished, except in cases of punishment for crimes, so still technically legal in the United States. Now women have the right to vote. I could go on and on. We've made small progress perpetually, but we still have more progress to make. And in that regard, flying the pride flag is a step in the right direction, and we need to keep doing it and not step back. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. All right. I think we've had enough comments. Did I miss anyone? Hearing none, we'll go on to introduction of ordinances. Ordinance 10-2026. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
This ordinance, if introduced, would amend Section 296.09C and strike Section 296.09F of the Battle Creek Code of Ordinances. Section 296.09C would be amended to allow the city manager to rehire retirees administratively and would not require each rehire to come before the commission. Repealing this provision would strengthen the city's ability to re-engage retirees whose expertise or institutional knowledge is essential to maintaining operations while we recruit for a permanent replacement. This ordinance would also strike Section 296.09F. This section is unnecessary and is controlled by the plan documents for the various retirement plans utilized by the city as approved by the commission. Repeal of this section thus removes an obsolete provision and clarifies the city's code of ordinances.
I move for the introduction of ordinance 10-2026.
Second.
Been moved and supported to introduce ordinance 10-2026. Are there any comments? Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. So I think that our retirees actually, once they've left, obviously as retiree, but that sometimes their abilities or their specialties to fill a gap is an important thing, and I'm glad that we as a city do that. And I don't have a problem with giving the city manager's office discretion to bring people back as needed without having to have it come before the commission. But I would like to see us put a cap on that of 6 months, and then if Am I being beeped?
It's been 6 months.
If after 6 months the position still remains open, having to have that come back before the commission as we've done in the past, and having that conversation about why it's taking so long. And I think that there are legitimate reasons that you could have someone temporarily filling a position for 6 months, but I think that that's something that we as a body should be kept informed of. So I have an amendment to the proposed ordinance, and I believe that this would be the appropriate time to offer that. So I would move to amend the proposed ordinance 10-2026 to allow for the employment of retirees for up to 6 months, after which commission approval would be required.
Second.
We have a motion, and we have support on the floor. Is there further discussion? Commissioner LaClaus.
I just wanted to echo that I support what Vice Mayor Sophia said. I think that's the right way to go about this. So.
Thank you. Commissioner Simmons?
I seconded it so we can have some further discussion. I'm wondering if staff has any historical data on these positions that we have filled and what the maximum extent of time has been that we've reemployed retired employees. It's typically, been my understanding, that you bring somebody back with that institutional knowledge, as the Vice Mayor said, until we fill that position. So if you could provide any background as far as historical data on these kind of appointments.
I'll ask our HR Director, Michelle Hall, to field one.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. Michelle Hull, Human Resources. I wish that, is Michelle Redmond still here? I think she walked out. She left. I will give you history as far as I've been here with the city. So I know of at least 4 retirees that we have asked to come back in a manner or capacity that helps to support a short-term need for training. We had an individual come back into the city manager's office when we were short-staffed from an executive assistant point of view, which was Ms. Redmond. We've had an individual come back at the police department for quartermaster needs when we had a vacancy there. I've had an individual that started in HR when I first started, just to help with the seasonal overload because we were also short-staffed. None of them have ever stayed past 6 months. Actually, let me walk that back. We had the individual at quartermaster at PD, but he was under a contract term at the time. So the way it's been introduced is really to fill that short-term need. So if somebody has vacated a role through retirement, and we wish them success in their endeavors, but we are having a hard time backfilling that special need, to have that individual most times wants to help us out still, this would allow us to bring them back in a short-term capacity, just to help us.
So if I could ask a follow-up question. Do we believe a 6-month term limit would hamper the city's ability to function with these type of appointments? Or is it a reasonable staff to be something that they could work with?
No, I think that's very reasonable to work within.
Okay, then I support. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other comments or questions, clarifications? Seeing none, would you please vote on the introduction of ordinance 10-2026? Excuse me.
This is the amendment.
This will be the amendment. Correct. The amendment has been approved. We're now going to the introduction of the ordinance. Are any comments, questions, or clarifications needed? Seeing none, would you please vote on the introduction of ordinance 10-2026 amended? The introduction of ordinance 10-2026 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is the introduction of ordinance 11-2026. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
This ordinance, if introduced, would amend Section 21 of Chapter 882 of the Battle Creek Code of Ordinances to extend the commencement and completion deadlines for the Blue Light Development Pilot from 2026 to 2027 for construction and 2027 to 2028 for occupancy.
I move for the introduction of ordinance for 11-2026.
Second.
Been moved and supported to approve the introduction of 11-2026 proposed ordinance. Are there any comments or questions by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on the introduction?
Is it working?
I have not seen it on the screen yet.
Okay. Commissioner O'Donnell?
Yes.
Thank you.
The introduction has been approved. Next item on our agenda is the adoption of ordinance. Ordinance 07-2026, Resolution 2, adopt number 329.
This proposed ordinance, if adopted, would amend Chapter 882, Real Estate Taxation, by adding Section 23, granting a payment in lieu of taxes or a pilot to the housing development to be known as Station Side Lofts. The proposed Station Side Lofts will be 43 units in a 3-story, elevator-served, urban-style building. Units will rent to the low to moderate income demographic of Battle Creek. This includes those earning between 30 to 80% of the local area median income, or AMI, and with an average AMI of approximately 55%. Should the project receive funding in the April 1, 2026 MISHDA funding round, construction will commence in the fall of 2027, and the project will be placed into service in the winter of 2029. This proposed pilot would last 50 years, provided the sponsor continues to meet the statutory requirements to be eligible for the abatement, as well as the requirements set out in the proposed ordinance. After the pilot expires, the property would be assessed at a normal value and tax rate.
I move for the adoption of ordinance 329.
Second.
Been moved and supported to adopt ordinance resolution 329 for ordinance 07-2026. Are there any comments or questions? Seeing none, would you please vote on the adoption of resolution 329 for ordinance 07-2026? The adoption of ordinance 07-2026 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 330, adopting ordinance 08-2026.
This proposed ordinance, if adopted, would amend Chapter 882, Real Estate Taxation, by adding Section 24, granting a payment in lieu of taxes, or pilot, to the housing development to be known as Station Side Senior Lofts. The proposed Station Senior Side Lofts will be 53 units in a 4-story, elevator-served, urban-style building. Units will rent to the low to moderate income demographic of Battle Creek. This includes those earning between 30 to 80% of the local area median income, with an average AMI of approximately 55%. This proposed pilot would last 50 years, provided the sponsor continues to meet the statutory requirements to be eligible for the abatement, as well as the requirements set out in the proposed ordinance. After the pilot expires, the property will be assessed at a normal value and tax rate.
I move for the resolution adopting ordinance 08-2026.
Second.
Been moved and supported to approve resolution 330, adopting ordinance 08-2026. Are there any questions? Seeing none, would you please vote on this resolution to adopt ordinance 08-2026? Resolution has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 331, adopting ordinance 09-2026.
This proposed ordinance, if adopted, would amend Chapter 882, Real Estate Taxation, by adding Section 25, granting a payment in lieu of taxes to the housing development to be known as Station Side Townhomes. The proposed Station Side Townhomes will be 43-bedroom units with 6 buildings in total that will be comprised of 6 or 7 units per building. Units will rent to the low to moderate income demographic of Battle Creek. This includes those earning between 30 to 80% of the local area median income, with an average AMI of approximately 55%. This proposed pilot would last 50 years, provided the sponsor continues to meet the statutory requirements to be eligible for the abatement, as well as the requirements set out in the proposed ordinance. After the pilot expires, the property would be assessed at a normal value and tax rate.
I move for the resolution 331, adopting ordinance of 09-2026.
Second.
Been moved and supported to approve Resolution 331, adopting ordinance 09-2026. Are there any questions by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote? Ordinance 09-2026 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is commission comment regarding meeting business.
I move for the approval of the consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved and supported to approve the consent agenda. Is there any comments? Seeing none, would you please vote on the consent agenda? The consent agenda has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 339. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
If approved, this resolution, in accordance with the revised flag policy, hereby authorizes staff to fly the Donate Life flag at City Hall from noon on April 1, 2026 through April 30, 2026. This request comes to the Commission by way of Mayor Banky with support of Commissioners Morris, O'Donnell, Reynolds, and Lacoste.
I move for the approval of Resolution 339.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 339. Are there any comments? Commissioner Lacoste.
I just wanted to say that this one is very personal to me as well. My dad was waiting for a double lung transplant back in 2017, and he was not really close to the top of the list anymore. He probably had like a month left to live at that point, and I was pretty frustrated and mad at God and saying lots of expletives, I think, at him that day. And miraculously, we got a call that night. And he got a transplant that gave us 5 more years with him that we would not have had. So I highly encourage anybody to do organ donation. Someone's added to that list like every 8 minutes, and lots of people die not getting an organ. It's something that pretty much every religion is okay with at this point. There's very few that are not. You know, a lot of them that even have, like Judaism is one of the few that they override the saving of a life, you know, as opposed to defiling a corpse and things like that, and strongly encourage it. So please do so if you can. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I appreciate that. And any other comments? Commissioner, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. So my remarks are relevant to not only Resolution 339, but 340 as well. I have consistently opposed flying any flag other than the U.S. flag, the state flag, and the City of Battle Creek flag. I have voted against the Pride flag, the Blue Star Mom flag, the Pan-African flag, the Donate Life flag, and the Sanctity of Life flag, and I will be opposing both of these resolutions this evening.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 339?
Commissioner Reynolds, is it not working for you?
Oh, so sorry.
Resolution 339 has been approved. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 340.
If approved, this resolution, in accordance with the revised flag policy, hereby authorizes staff to fly the Pride flag at City Hall from July 1, 2026 through July 30, 2026. This request comes to the Commission by way of Mayor Banky with support of Commissioners Morris and Reynolds.
I move for the approval of Resolution 340.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 340. Are there any comments by the Commission? Commissioner Lacoste.
I just wanted to say that I know that, you know, I've been putting a lot of thought into this. I know it's a very contentious topic. I understand that, and, you know, I'm trying to be very understanding of everyone's beliefs. I think that from my perspective, you know, as far as the religious aspect of it, opposing it, you know, the Catholic Church, the Pope, has, you know, kind of said it's more important to love thy neighbor, to be inclusive, things like that, as opposed to being anti-homosexuality. He has stated that it's not a crime. You know, the big crime there is having any sexual act outside of marriage, whether heterosexual or homosexual. I think it's important to foster a place of, you know, an inclusive space for everybody. I understand that not everybody in favor of this flag has maybe went about this the right way, and I think at times some commissioners may have felt bullied into their vote. I would caution everybody to to not hold certain members' actions against a group as a whole. I think it's a much better thing to really show that we support the community. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other? Commissioner Simmons?
So when I rejoined the commission in 2020, the policy had been previously adopted in the previous commission. It was actually 2022 when I rejoined from a previous term, and that flag policy was there. And I still share the view of the vice mayor that our flags should be the national, state, and local flag. That being said, our current policy, the way it stands, and if given the opportunity, I'm going to be honest, I would probably do away with it because I agree with that position. Now, the last 2 years, I actually voted for this and other flags because many of you are here this evening. A lot of the comments touch me. I have many dear friends. Adele, hi. We were in the Civic Theater for many years together, and many other folks that are in the audience, dear friends, and so it's touching. What I actually came here this evening, I shared with some other commissioners that I was going to vote no because I'm just very frustrated with the political and the flag in and of itself is not political. We've heard it said many times it's an inclusivity thing, but the political, frankly, hostility. When I used to vote against these, there was a lot of hostility directed at me. And even when I advocate my position for the flags currently, I get a lot of hostility. Now, that doesn't come from all of you, but it comes from a significant portion, and it's extremely frustrating when I see that directed at people who are advocating for a group that's supposed to be about inclusivity and respect and acceptance for that hostility come. Again, not from everyone. So, Commissioner Morris isn't here this evening, and I know she had co-sponsored this, and I've struggled with this, and so I'm going to support it. But again, if I can impress upon you, when we have differences of opinion, let's be respectful. I mean, if someone had a difference of opinion this evening and was heckled up here this evening, that's uncalled for, even though if we disagree with them. So let's just try to dial that down, the hostility and the political nature of it. I just see far too much. But those are my comments this evening. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Commissioner Patrick O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mayor. I agree. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that I'm not going to share about making these decisions, and some of it is just it's divisive. It's not against a flag or not. It's what it's doing to our community, to allowing other people to have the same rights and votes. And previously, I introduced one for life, and nobody stood up for it other than a few of us did, but nobody came. This flag policy just needs to be changed, period. So all flags from now on, I will be voting no on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Any other commission comments? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 340? 340. Resolution 340 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 341. Madam Clerk, when you're ready.
If approved, this resolution would authorize the city manager to sign a subrecipient agreement and memorandum of understanding with Community Action Agency of South Central Michigan for 4 years to conduct 28 lead abatement projects in Calhoun County in areas outside of Battle Creek. Community Action will utilize fiscal year 2025 lead hazard grant funds to control lead hazards in 28 units occupied by low to moderate income residents where children 6 and under reside. The city has administered a lead safe program since 2018, funded by the state of Michigan through a grant through the Childhood Health Improvement Program, or CHIP, through the Medicaid program, and through a grant with HUD.
I move for the approval of Resolution 341.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 341. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 341? Resolution 341 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 342.
This resolution, if approved, would permit the city manager to sign 4 advertising agreements with Adams Outdoor Advertising for lead poisoning prevention. The cost of the billboard campaign will be covered by the federal HUD Lead Hazard Reduction Grant.
I move for the approval for Resolution 342.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 342. Are there any comments by the commission? Commissioner Lacoste.
I just wanted to reiterate that was the funding for this and the last one were grant funded, correct?
You are correct.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, would you?
Item to comment.
I'm sorry, Patrick.
Thank you. I totally support this. Lead poisoning, especially for our young kids at their age, stunts brain growth, and know that it's scientific. It's unfortunate that a chemical like that was out, but we didn't know that back then. And everybody that needs to know, that may not know, the damages that it does to future growth in our young people, and that's why we're having a lot of problems with, I would say it like in school with people with developmental needs, is due to that fact. And so anything we can to keep letting people know how to abate lead properly and not just sand off stuff and get it into the air again, I'm all for that. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commission comments? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 342? Resolution 342 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 343.
This resolution, if approved, would accept the proposal from DCSE Incorporated in a not-to-exceed amount of $165,890 and authorize the city manager to execute the necessary contract with DCSE Incorporated. The contract and services provided will bring the city of Battle Creek into alignment with industry standards.
I move to approve Resolution 343.
Second.
So moved and supported to approve Resolution 343. Are any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 343? Resolution 343 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 344.
Sorry, it seems to be stuck. There it goes. In 2006, the City Commission considered and approved 2 resolutions establishing policy on the purchase of military time. The policy permits a maximum purchase request of 12 months and is at the total discretion of the City Commission. The current request from firefighter Thomas Burke falls within the guidelines of the policy. Public Act 345 of 1937, as amended, allows a municipality to grant the purchase of military time for retirement purposes. Firefighter Burke made a request on January 15, 2026 to purchase 12 months of military time to give him the ability to retire in 2038 with 25 years of service. The required actuarial calculation was submitted and received, the cost of which will be paid by Firefighter Burke.
I move to approve Resolution 344.
Second.
So moved and supported to approve Resolution 344. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote? Resolution 344 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 345.
This resolution, if approved, would authorize the city manager to accept various water infrastructure improvements constructed by the Marshall Area Economic Development Alliance, or MEDA, pursuant to the 2024 Memorandum of Understanding entered into between the City of Battle Creek and MEDA.
Move to approve Resolution 345.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 345. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 345? Resolution 345 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 346. Madam Clerk.
This resolution, if approved, would authorize the city manager to execute all documents necessary for the City of Battle Creek to participate in the remnant defendants opioid settlement, including but not limited to signing a release, settlement agreement, and participation agreement.
Move to approve Resolution 346.
Second.
Been moved and supported to approve Resolution 346. Are there any comments by the commission? Seeing none, would you please vote on Resolution 346? Resolution 346 has been approved. Next item on our agenda is Resolution 347.
This resolution, if approved, would recognize Mr. Ted Deering's many accomplishments and his dedication to the City of Battle Creek. This resolution would also recognize Mr. Deering's unique position of being the only person to serve as both mayor and interim city manager for the City of Battle Creek.
I do not want to approve this. But I will, Ted. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate you. I move for approval of Resolution 347.
Second.
It's been moved and supported to approve Resolution 347. Are there any comments by the commission? Commissioner Locos.
I just wanted to say thank you, Ted, so much for everything you've done since we've been on the commission. You've been a godsend for us and very helpful in numerous aspects, so thank you.
Commissioner Patrick O'Donnell, then Commissioner Chris Simmons.
Yeah, thank you, Ted, for all the years. Remember when I was starting to get into checking out city politics, and you were there being our mayor and leading our city, and all the stuff that you've just brought to the city, making us grow through all these years. Was it 25 years? Probably more than that. So thank you for all the time.
Ted, I just wanted to say that you can come back for up to 6 months now. Anytime you get bored, so.
Any other commission comments? Well, thank you very much. All those in favor, all those prepared to vote for 347? Resolution 347 has been approved. Next item on our general public comment. If you'd like to make general public comment regarding over matters which the City Commission has control, please raise your hand and wait for us to acknowledge you to come forward to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to make your comment. Please state your name and address prior to making your comment. Any public comment? Mary Fields. 89 Lathrop.
Love it, just love it. Anyways, hi guys, and I'm here because I just want to say thank you for doing your job, for running for an office that doesn't pay a lot. I wish they would pay you what you're worth, because I know you're not getting paid what you're worth. I think you probably work for less than minimum wage more often than you want. And I wish we could pay you more, but we can't print money because we'd be in jail. So the only thing we can do is encourage you to reduce the expenses and increase revenue so you can get a pay raise. And I got an idea for that. Yes! Sell these lots! Buildable lots. I got a list of 140 I'm going to leave for our lovely clerk. and then she'll pass them around to you. And guess what? I got a list of non-buildable lots. And you know what? You have a really good inventory. You got a lot of really, really nice lots. And you don't have that many non-buildables, which is good because they'll never generate you any bucks. You only got 42 of them, and you got 140 of the buildables. So I know you don't want me to go get them advertised in the newspaper for you, but please review them so we can sell them and get you some money. So I'm leaving them here.
Thank you, Mary.
Have a great night, guys.
Thank you, Mary. David Moore?
I got two things tonight. I know Ted Darren for 25, 30 years. I remember when he was the mayor. I remember way back in the 70s that he's on the commission. He was assistant city manager. I want to congratulate Ted. You've done a great job. It's sure been a pleasure knowing you all these years. And we've been involved in a lot of wars. We fought for a purpose. We fought for a belief in giving everybody a fair shake. Everybody should have a free life and live their life. And we should practice what we preach. A lot of these countries look up to us for their freedom. And we won these wars. And we should respect ourselves and practice on what we preach. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Yes.
Hi, everyone. Anthony Pennock, 125 Serby Avenue again. I felt compelled to come up here and say something because I mentioned earlier that I'm a teacher, but I didn't tell you what kind I was. I'm actually a special education teacher. So when somebody made a comment about the impact of lead and what it has on our children and brain development, I'm seeing it personally. Not just from lead, though. We're still seeing impacts from the oil spill in our river. I don't know if you know this, but 17% of the students in our county are identified as having a learning difference. So they have an IEP. An additional 7% have what's called a 504. A Section 504 doesn't qualify for special education services, but it's a medical diagnosis that requires additional services in schools. It's kind of the step below being qualified for having special education services. So in our county, that means 22%, almost 1 in 4 of our students require additional services through aides, social workers, speech pathologists, school psychologists, co-teachers, paraprofessionals, and that's taxing our educational system because we know that the per pupil funding we get from the state and feds is not keeping up. And we know that we can't keep asking for property tax increases every year to be able to fund this. So we've got to do something to stem the tide, and we know that there is significant learning, developmental delays that come from these harmful chemicals when they reach our kids, whether they're drinking it, they're playing in the dirt outside, caused with oil in it, PFAS in the ground, whatever it is impacting our kids and our next generation, and we are seeing it on the ground. So I wanted to provide that perspective. Thank you for passing those ordinances today.
Thank you. Autumn?
Good evening. I filed a FOIA request last spring for the Signal chat records. It was denied. I appealed that denial to this body. I won. This commission overturned that denial in a public meeting. That decision was final. And yet your city attorney, William Kim, stood here and told me to my face when I asked him when I could get those documents that he did not have to comply and I should take him to court. Why would I go to court to appeal an appeal I won? So let me translate what that means in English. Your attorney believes he has more authority than the elected governing body of this city. And so far, none of you have corrected that. Then it gets worse. After I contacted this commission, I've sent you all numerous emails, and Mr. Mankey, I've texted you personally, and you did follow up, although I disagree with the response. I received a letter from Assistant City Attorney Patrick Batterson falsely claiming I never won my appeal. What did you guys vote on? What did we have a hearing over? What did we have an appeal about? So now we're beyond disagreement. We are into deliberate obstruction. At this point, I'm left with only one reasonable conclusion. My prior FOIA requests exposed conduct involving the Battle Creek Police Department that raised serious CJIS compliance concerns. Now, instead of transparency, I'm being met with resistance, denial, and outright refusal to comply with a lawful order. When public records start exposing problems and the response is to block, delay, deny, lie, conceal, hide, even after a formal appeal is won, that stops looking accidental. It starts looking intentional. And when multiple officials participate in preventing the release of those records, this raises very real questions about coordinated obstruction. You could call it whatever you want, but from the outside, that is exactly what it looks like. This entire pattern, denial, defiance of this commission, the false statements and writings, will be documented and provided to the federal authorities. This will be a very strong addition to any Federal Bureau of Investigation that the city and police department is under. You are all on notice now. So here's what I want to know, and I want it answered publicly, please. Are you going to enforce your own FOIA appeal decision, yes or no? Are you going to hold your attorneys accountable for openly defying you, yes or no? Are you going to continue to allow this to happen and pretend you don't see it, yes or no? And if you choose the third option and you say yes, you are no longer passive observers, you are active participants. And that distinction matters. I expect compliance, I expect accountability, and I'm not going away. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Richard Lindsay.
Richard Lindsay, I'm the attorney for Maida. I live at 15509 17.5 Mile Road in Marshall. I want to thank you for passing the last piece of what's needed to have Battle Creek Water serve the Blowable project and the major campus in Marshall. This is a big deal, and so when people say, you know, what we ought to do is just, you know, run a pipe and transfer some water, oh, there's a whole lot more to it than that. And again, this is an intergovernmental cooperation on a large scale between, again, City of Battle Creek, Emmett Township, Marshall, Calhoun County, all involved in this. A lot of time put in by your city attorney, both previous city attorney and Mr. Kim. I thank you very much for his work on this. And what's been fun about this now, if you go over and drive by this, it's there. It's not going anywhere. They're hiring people. They've hired about 400 people to start. They've got about 2,000 people on site as contractors. When it's up and running, we're looking at about $100 million annual payroll, right? This is not a small project. They're going to pay about $5 million a year in taxes, both to, most of it obviously to the city of Marshall, but a lot of it, you know, to other jurisdictions like Calhoun County. And we're going to see a lot of other positive things grow out of this. As I was sitting here tonight listening, Tesla just announced that they're building a $4.3 billion LFP prismatic battery plant in Lansing. So guess what? We're 3 years ahead of Tesla. So thank you again for what you've done. We appreciate it very much, and good night.
Thank you, Richard. We appreciate your help, too. Yes, Dina?
Hello again, Dina Spencer at 34 Radley here in Battle Creek. I'll make this quick. First of all, thank you. Regardless of the way you voted, thank you for listening to us. I know your jobs aren't easy, and I don't always agree with everybody sitting up here. However, this can't be easy. I have been encouraged to run, and you couldn't pay me enough money to do what you do. So, with that, thank you. I do want to thank you for passing the ordinance. I also want to thank you for listening to all of us. And I can't address the audience directly behind me, which is fine. But I want to thank you for allowing all of us to speak. I know it took a long time. I know you heard a lot of stories that sound really similar, but they're all really, really different as well. So I just appreciate you opening your hearts and minds and at least giving us some consideration and hearing what we've all got to say and hearing our stories. We appreciate it. So thank you, and I'm going home. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, ma'am.
just want to take a brief moment and thank you so much. Addressing this, passing this means so much to so many. And I'll tell you that I have a meeting this weekend with LGBTQ youth in Vermontville who don't have a lot of representation. I can almost guarantee you, you may never see a pride flag flying there except for when I host Vermontville Youth Pride there. But I'm excited to tell our kids what the city of Battle Creek has voted for, and that I take great pride in that, and they will be very happy. So thank you all. Thank you. It's a long road back to Vermontville, so have a good night.
Thank you, Christy. All right, anyone else? Yes, in the back row.
Hi, Cassiana Champlin, 20 East Acacia. I just want to say, I wasn't too worried about the resolution regarding Ted Deering being passed. I was pretty sure we were good on that, so I didn't comment on that earlier. I got you, I'm not supposed to talk to him. I got him tied for roughly 30 years, knowing my Uncle Ted. And as a member of his family and a 13-year member of the business community in Battle Creek, just really, really thankful for you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Travis Parker. I'm the general manager at Feral Gas here in Battle Creek. I just wanted to take an opportunity to speak to you all on the benefits of propane as an alternative fuel source, specifically to auto gas. So currently, propane is recognized by both the EPA and the U.S. Department of Energy as a clean energy source. Currently in the state of Michigan, it's serving 600,000 residential homes and over 8,000 farms used for heat, hot water, and cooking. Additionally, the clean energy also fuels more than 30,000 fleet vehicles across Michigan, including school buses and delivery trucks across the state. Battle Creek adopted our environmental safety plan in 2019, which focuses on allowing our city to upgrade its fleet to low-emission vehicles. Unfortunately, sustainability sometimes means electrification. And like most states in the U.S., Michigan's electric grid relies heavily on coal. I'm suggesting our city leaders take a look at propane vehicles. Currently, Grand Rapids, Flint, and Lansing, along with a dozen other municipalities, have large fleets of propane buses, along with transit buses. Currently, propane vehicles cost less to fuel and lower maintenance costs than gasoline and diesel. Flint, when they switched over to propane vehicles, they saved $4 million in the first 5 years. Currently, the federal government is making it easier for our city to power up with propane. The Federal Transit Administration, the FTA, offers grant funding that Battle Creek can use to expand or replace its bus fleet. These federal funds can be used to purchase propane vehicles and additionally propane fueling pumps as well. By expanding the city's propane fleet using FTA funding, the city can save on cost of vehicles, reduce emissions, and move closer to its climate goals. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments. Yes, Charlie.
Charlie Fulbright, 312 Capitol Avenue Northeast. So I first just wanted to say I was super excited at the beginning of this meeting, the Proclamation Awards, the proclamation for Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. So my father and my paternal grandfather both died of colon cancer. So since I was 25, I've had 3 colonoscopies. Like, it's just no big deal anymore. But I'm glad that this was brought to everyone's awareness, and I'm super excited to participate in the 5K that's happening in May. I'm also super excited that you guys did the Proclamation Award for the National Donate Life Month for 2026. So in June, my brother passed away, and he was able to give vision to 2 people by using his eyes. So the raising of that flag is also very important to me, and I'm glad that we support that. Also, thank you for raising the pride flag for July, another flag that's important to me. And I also want to thank you all. I'm also an elected official that doesn't get paid. I get paid $0, so I know how hard you guys work, and I want to personally apologize to anyone that I personally don't attack any of you, but may have last year And I remember you called me out on that, so thank you for that. I apologize to anyone who voted no last year. I guess my emotions got the best of me, but I appreciate you all because your work doesn't go unnoticed, and you guys do the hard work that most people in the city don't do, so thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. Any other comments? Yes, Kathy Antia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Kathy Antea, Park Ridge, Battle Creek. Congratulations, Ted. Thank you so much for flying both the donors flag as well as the pride flag. I'm very pleased to be living in a community that's going to shine a light on both of those items. I also wanted to thank you for doing the beautiful Battle Creek Awards. Our NPC goes to great lengths each month to nominate a residence and a business. Sarah Shemansky is the chairperson of the beautiful Battle Creek Award for us, and we're very pleased that she dedicatedly goes out and does this, even when she's not feeling well. So thank you, Sarah. Finally, I also wanted to thank you all and the community by extension for the generosity that's been shown to the Share Center this particular winter. We put out a call for blankets a couple of months ago, and we were inundated with blankets. The community really stepped it up. It was just amazing. Not only do we have enough blankets for us to get through this winter, blankets for some of our summer people, because folks that are unhoused sleep outside in the summer, and you need a blanket then too. But we also probably will have a couple left over even to start next fall. So thank you so much for the City of Battle Creek for being so generous. As you all know, the Share Center has been in operation more than 30 years and has been serving the unhoused and the economically challenged folks in our community. We serve meals 6 days a week. We're open 365 days from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. I say we. I do not work there. I'm a volunteer there. Sorry. But I take real ownership of it. There's a lot of wonderful people there that have helped me a lot. The customers in particular is whom I'm speaking of. But I just want to make sure that people know what the Share Center is and how valuable a service it provides for our community. If folks didn't have somewhere to go during the day, where are they going to go? We service a lot of people, and we try and provide all kinds of needs. We try and provide all kinds of items for their needs. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy. Any other public comments? Yes, John?
John Kennefic, 234 South Avenue. I'd like to go back and do a little history lesson in Battle Creek. In 1984, the Kellogg Corporation decided to blackmail both the Battle Creek Township and the city of Battle Creek by wanting to merge. They wanted to merge, very importantly, so that they could get tax dollars from the federal government, which they did. That's what your code department is paid for, through tax dollars by the CGBD block grant dollars. When they first started at code compliance, they were not allowed to go out and inspect anything unless somebody came to them and said, I have a problem over here and I don't like my neighbor and like that and I want you to go look. And the code would say, well, you can do this anonymously. So they spent a lot of time trying to get people to be informants on their neighbors, whether they lived in that neighborhood or not. After 2002, they decided to do block by block, house by house, I gotta use the right word here, census tract dollars. They would start at census tract 2 and go all the way around in a semicircle. The head of the inspection division, Kim Tuck, said to the mayor at that time, it will only take 2 years to do total systematic code of the entire city. It's $450,000 the code department was paid every year. They had to do 50% of the houses in that first year. They did 4%. They were 46% behind target. But you continue to give them money. The next year you gave them another $450,000 and they did another 4%. So instead of paying them $900,000 to do the entire city, they only did 8% with 92% failure rate. But that didn't stop the city commission from giving them more money. After 5 years, $2,250,000, They only did 20%. They attacked people. They intimidated people. They put people and said, you either do this or pay this money or we'll give you fines. So people left Battle Creek, and a lot of houses fell into disrepair, caused by the government of Battle Creek. I'm not too impressed with the city commissions of Battle Creek. All you've done since you've been in office is give people cost increase, no matter what gender they are. You've inflicted them and everyone else to be indentured servants. I'm not very impressed with any of you. And I never will be until I get people that will actually get off people's backs, no matter who they are, in the city of Battle Creek. But that's an unreliable thing because most of you are too busy sticking it to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments at this time? Seeing none, we'll go to commission comments. Commissioner Patrick O'Donnell.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to lead off, though, with talking about the lead abatements earlier. A lot of it, some of it's personal to me. People have been affected with lead poisoning in their home. I just want to let people know that I'm happy that CA can get some money to help these people get that removed. And I'd really like to thank the gentleman that does the special ed earlier. He's a really great person to be a teacher like that. My best friend is a sign language interpreter for special ed also, and you just see the joy in these wonderful children's faces as they get to join in our community and to be accepted in and talked to and helped. But it is sad that we allowed lead a long time ago to be put in gasoline and other products that have contaminated our planet. The other thing is as we talked earlier about land for sale, the land bank in Marshall is ready. Go to your NPCs. I really encourage people to go to their NPCs. They're talking about selling these vacant lots that you could put something on and help us out. And then especially the colorectal cancer this month. Personally myself, I am high risk and I go in and get checked out also. And I encourage people to do it because it's the #2 leading cause of cancer death in our country. And it's preventable. And they have such funny ads to make you go in, but you got to be serious. You need to go and get that done. So, and to leave with a better note, just happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Thank you, Patrick. Any other commission comments? Commissioner Lacoste.
You know, it's been a long night, so I just really want to quick say thank you to everyone for sharing their personal stories, whether it be about Pride or about the organ donation. Hearing about the kidney donation was really inspiring. Also, I wanted to share this thing. Brittany Dowdy, she's pretty familiar in the area here. She's been involved with a lot of different fundraising things. Last year, her and her son Bentley sent 42 kids to the Lions football camp by fundraising, and they're doing another one. It's a mother-son birthday challenge. They are going to be running it through the end of March, so March 31st. You can donate by Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, returnable cans. The address is Brittany, BRITTNEYD, at b-squaredfoundation.org. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other commission comments? Seeing none, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you for attending.